Good morning. It's Monday, October 31st, 2022. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Baguazhang, the 8 palm changes. We have all 8 palm changes on the pattern this week. I'm going to start with palm changes 1 through 4. I'm going to start in one direction, I'm going to start in the other direction so you'll be able to see it from both sides. And then we're going to add palm changes 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's get started. I have my prop here, my rug. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's get warmed up first. Feet about shoulder width apart. Open the arms. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, bend the knees. Pull up through the crown of the head. Smile. Hands circle to the front. And back around to both sides. Up along the center line. Extend up. Reach out over the legs. Bend the knees. Keep the shoulders down. And again. Even as you pull down and in through the shoulders, to keep your shoulders down and open, stretch out through the arms. Fingertips reach up, elbows drop down, wrists, follow the fingertips down. Smile. Shoulders down. Keep the back open. One more time. Hands return to your sides. Don't stop. Right side, left side. I'm going to turn to my right. You turn to your left. Reach out over the legs. Big circle. Bend the knees. Use the hips. Use the waist. Everything moves. Center, other side. You're going to your right, I'm going to my left. Your hands are moving. Waist is moving. Ankles are moving. Everything is moving. Turn. One more time. Center, elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Right leg front, left leg back. Not too low right now. And ready? Into the heel, not into the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Sing. And other side. And ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Sing. And come on up. Okay, so relax for a second. Today we want to pay attention to the first 4 palm changes. I am going to introduce 5 and 6, but we're just going to pay attention to the first 4 on the pattern that we have. So, I've said this multiple times. I will put up a drawing of, we already have a drawing up on the website of this pattern, actually. I will put it in the newsletter and talk about it a little bit more. So, chin, heaven, number 1 over here. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 8, earth. 7, 6, 5, 1. This pattern sets up Chen in the south facing the north. That is almost what I would have if I stood here. I'm standing in the south and I'm facing to the north. Right? In practice, I've said this is the south, because if I stand over here, I can't have the camera arrangement, right? So literally standing in the south for me right now is not something I can do. However, that is how we reference our directions. South, north, east, west, northwest, southwest, northeast, southeast, right? Each of the trigrams, each of the palm changes corresponds to one of these directions. As we move around the circle, we pay attention to the directions more than we, right? Let me say this another way. When I'm practicing and I stand here, I visualize, I have a visual memory of a Bagua circle that Professor Leo drew on the concrete floor in the townhouse that I was living in. And I practiced on that circle for, going on about 3-4 years. I have it memorized, pretty much. There are times when, it's not as clear as it could be, and that's, I get older, and there's that. I don't practice as much as I don't practice as much. So, it happens. So, that sense of direction is something that I have very clearly in my mind. Where am I on this circle? Where am I on the pattern? And what point am I supposed to do what? You don't have that. You got a rug. You don't have the Chinese characters. You don't have the trigram. You don't have an actual circle with numbers. You don't have that. You've got my rug. A lot more imagination required now. So, this is 1, Chen. This is 8, Kun, heaven. Dragon in the east, tiger in the west. And I will talk about that representation more at length in philosophy class. Right now, palm changes 1 through 4, and I'm just going to walk it. All right, so salute to the center. Turn. Open. 1, 2. I told you I'm just walking in. Just pay attention to where we're turning here. 1, 2. Turn around. Right? Turn around, go to the other side. 1, 2. Palm change 2. Right? Come around. Now we're on the right side again. Palm change 2 is on the left. From palm change 3. Turn. Open. Twist. Right? On the left, palm change 4. Palm change 5. Palm changes 1 through 4 on the pattern. Not too fast and not just walking it, okay? Pay attention to, and again, not too fast. We'll speed it up in a little bit. Pay attention to the stepping. Pay attention to how even your step is, and pay attention to whether or not, again, whether or not you hit the mark for where your foot should be when you start the turn. Okay? So I start here, open, I got 1, 2. As I open here, right? 2 steps, right foot front, close. If my step is too narrow, if my step is too wide, I will not hit the mark. All right? One more time. Open here, right? Step 1, 2. Plant it, close it, palm change 1. Feet together, stand straight. Smile. Breathe. Salute to the center. Pull up through the back. Pull in through the center. Shoulders down. Smile. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sink. Turn. Open. 1, 2. Palm change 1. 1, 2. Palm change 2. All the way around. 4. Palm change 3. Center, 1, 2. Palm change 4. Stop. Relax for a minute. I'm going to turn this. I need a second to adjust myself. I'm going to go around on the other side. So, this is 1. This is 6. This is 2, 3, 4. Yeah? That's what I just did. I'm going to change it. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 5. This is 6. Start here. Sorry. Right? This is going to show what it looks like from the other side. Okay? Feet together, stand straight. Pull up through the crown of the head. Pull in through the center, pull up through the back. Pull up through the Wudang. Salute. Breathe. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. Sink. Breathe out. Turn. Center. Palm change 1. Turn. Palm change 2. Palm change 3. Palm change 4. Palm change 5. Alright, relax. Each time we turn on the pattern, we're changing from right side to left side. Right? So we start on the right, palm change 1. Come around, palm change 2 is on the left. Come around, palm change 3 is on the right. Palm change 4, palm change 4 on the left. As we complete each turn, we need to be prepared, and I talked about this a lot with palm changes 7 and 8. We need to be prepared for where we need to step next. In some of my stepping, and you see this, I come in closer and then I move out further away. I don't really want to walk this circle this close to the rug. I don't. It's too small. I want to walk this circle out here. Okay? I do have to be aware of the table. I could move it out of the way, but yeah, it's all right. The point with where I envision that circle and how large I envision my circle is my stepping. If my circle is too small, if I'm here and I'm trying to walk this circle, and so I'm going to open here, I'm going to take little tiny baby steps to get to where I'm going, because I can't take what for me would be a normal step. I've already gone beyond where I should be back here. That adjustment in space, how much space am I using? Where is that circle? How big is it? And again, this is when I had the advantage of having a circle painted on the floor that was the correct size, that had all the correct trigrams, the characters, and the numbers. 1, 2, 3, right? I had the advantage of having that painted on the floor, so as I was practicing, I didn't have to remember it. I didn't have to think about how far am I from this imaginary thing that I have that is represented by the rug. I didn't have to think about that. There was a line there, right? With that in mind, the ability to visualize the circle and be able to take it with you is what the traditional teachers taught. That's why we're talking about the South and the North, East and West, right? The traditional, I'm going to say this another way, traditional teachers didn't have a basement and a townhouse to paint the floor, to paint the pattern on the floor. Now, when I practiced in Zhengzhou, we had a pattern in the dirt that we could use because we were practicing outside. We were practicing at the time that I learned. We were practicing in a park, and there was a concrete sidewalk, and we practiced off the sidewalk. It was mostly dirt, and as we'd walk the circle, there was a pattern. We could follow it. Being able to do that was also an advantage. I encourage anybody that's trying to learn Bagua, go find a place where you can actually draw that circle out, whether it's in dirt, right, or with chalk, right? It doesn't have to be paint. We can do it with chalk, where you can draw that circle out and practice according to that actual pattern versus remembering the pattern and practicing to that. Remembering the pattern is harder, and we have to pay a lot more attention to how wide our step is and where we are actually turning, not where we think we might be, right? 1 through 4, one more time. Pull up. Turn. Open. Step 1, 2. Palm change 1. Step 1, 2. Palm change 2. And go 1, 2, 3, 4. Palm change 3. And around. Palm change 4. Stop. Relax. Notice that as I come up out of palm change 4, my hands are here. Palm change 5. Take 2 steps. My hands are going to change pretty fast. I'm here. I got 1, 2, 5. The tendency to move in closer, to, as we're walking the circle, to move that circle in closer, is physics. It's physics. It's what happens when we walk the circle. Okay? We're not going out there, we're pulling into the center. As we do that, we need to resist that. We need to resist it as we're walking the circle. This is not pattern walking, this is just walking the circle. We need to resist this tendency, right? As we move faster, there is the tendency to lean into the circle. We can't do that. How do we stop it? Here, turn. That's it. And paying attention to that we need to balance the weight and the force that we're creating on the outside as well as the inside. Outside of the circle, inside of the circle. Literally inside the body and outside the body as well. This change as we go around. We need to pay attention again that we're not being pulled into the center. We want to maintain the same distance all the way around so that we're not walking an oval, right? I start here and I kind of creep in a little bit here and then over here and creep out a little bit. It's not a circle anymore, it's an oval. Right? That control, paying attention to where you are, how you're moving in space, and how you are moving relative to the circle that we're walking, has a whole bunch of side effects. It's the ability to manage that sense of being pulled in, being solid on the outside, that inside to the circle, outside to the circle, inside the body, outside the body, those combinations, that inside-outside combination, gives us an insight to how we could move if we weren't on the circle, if we weren't trying to stay on the circle. It's the side effect of what we're practicing. And that's something that happens for me with all of the internal arts. What we're practicing is one thing. Multiple things, actually. We're doing more than one thing. But what I'm practicing is this. What I'm learning, the skills that I'm developing, include what I'm working on, and quite a few other skills that I'm not actively working on necessarily, but the process of working on what I am working on gives me this. The control of being able to manage the circle gives me the ability to control my turns. I'm not trying to control my turns, I'm trying to control my position on the circle. The side effect is the control for my turns. Salute to the center. Palm changes 1 through 4 on the pattern. Keep your distance. Pay attention to where your circle is. Breathe in. Breathe out. Smile. Breathe in. And sink. Turn. Palm change 1. Palm change 2. Palm change 3. Palm change 4. Palm change 5. And I started into palm change 7, that turn in palm change 7. Started that, kind of belong there. So, from palm change 5, I'm here. That's it. Palm change 7, I need to do more. Palm change 5, here. That's it. Come back. In this case, I need to come back here because I'm going to start to palm change 6, right? Palm change 4, 5, 6. Hang on a second. It's supposed to look easy. It's supposed to. It's not. Excuse me. It does take a bit of effort to do this. And as I finish, right, I need to check a couple things. I stop and I check. And this is a good habit. This is a good practice habit to get into. That as you're practicing, you think about what you're going to do, and you go do it. And then you stop for a minute and you think about, what did I just do? What happened? Did I do good? Did I not do good? Do I need to fix something? What was it? What happened? I did right. I did good. I'm going to do it again. I want to reinforce that I did well. I didn't do so good. What do I have to fix? Right? Well, I need to not try to go into palm change 7 and palm change 5. That would be good. It would. Can I do it? Yeah, I just showed I can. Do I want to? No, I shouldn't. That's not what belongs there. The point that I was just making about the side effects, right? The side effect of, we're going to do this again. The side effect of walking the circle and following the pattern is that you are able to work outside the pattern. That you make the connections all the way through all of the movements so that all of the changes are available. Right? Now, we want the discipline to say, well, right now I'm going to practice this and not muddle it with something else. How do we recognize that? Part of it is muscle memory. Part of it is our own conscious paying attention to what I am doing. Part of it is our memory of what should I be doing at this point. So there's part of it's muscle memory, the body just remembers. There's part of it that is our own questioning of ourselves about what I should be doing. And there's a part of it that's our own observation of ourselves. What is it that I am doing? all of that combines to, yeah, I did that. No, I did that. Was it correct? No. Palm changes 1 through 5. Salute to the center. Smile. 1 through 5. Breathe in. Breathe out. You breathe in. Pull up through the crown of the head. And breathe out. Sing. Turn. Palm change 1. Palm change 2. Palm change 3. Palm change 4. And palm change 5. Stop. Relax. Each time we turn, and I'm going to close class here in a minute. Each time we turn, where am I going? Where do I want to end up? And how did I get there? The more we are conscious of turn this, move here, do this, 1, 2, and turn. And come back around and 1, 2, and turn. Right? The more we are conscious of that step, and I'm going to go here. All right, open. 1, 2, close. 1, 2, close. The more we are conscious of that step, 1, 2, here it is, 1, 2, where does my step need to be, right? I talked about this before, and just a review. If I'm standing here, and I want this small circle, when I open here, my step is small. It's a very small step. That's a narrow step. Very narrow step for me. I'm here, more comfortable. I'm more comfortable here. A little bit wider if I'm moving faster. I take a step back and I start here, and I keep the same distance. I don't try and go to the middle, right? 1, 2. My step is here. Step is here. Very narrow. This is comfortable for me, right? That is, and that the reason that it's comfortable is that's where I practiced, right? So when I practiced, I talked about the circle that I had and what I had painted on the floor. And as I would walk the circle, there's 1, 2, right? Where's my step? I'm here. Open. Step 1, 2. First step out needs to hit at 5. This needs to hit at 6. The distance around the circle is what I needed to cover. That gave me my stepping. How big does my step need to be? How long does my step need to be? It gave me my height, because as I'm higher or lower, my step can be narrower or wider. Right? So a little bit lower, a little bit wider, a little bit faster, a little bit wider. All of that combines as we're moving around the circle. The changes knowing that I'm going to hit 2 and I'm going to turn here and I'm going to come around, and then I need to come around. I got 4 steps to hit 3. I'm going to come back around, and then I've got 2 steps again to hit 4. As I finish 4, I've got 2 steps to hit 5. Those changes are easy enough. I don't even say that again, say it a different way. Hitting the mark for those changes is easy if your stepping is regular. So your step doesn't get bigger and smaller as you go around, it stays pretty regular. Hitting your mark, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. As we go around, hitting that mark is oh so much easier if your step is always regular. When your step is always regular, side benefit, we learn what happens when it's irregular. Okay, so irregular stepping doesn't give us much of anything. It gives us irregular stepping. Regular stepping, regular footwork, gives us both a clear placement and a clear position through all of our practice methods. It also gives us insight into what is and is not regular. So we remove some of those inconsistencies from our own stepping methods, and then in application we can see where those inconsistencies are and we can actively use them against our opponent. I will be back tomorrow. We're going to work on this 1 through 4 plus 5 and 6 again tomorrow and on Wednesday. Thursday and Friday we have Qigong. Thursday foundation sets, on Friday the advanced sets. I hope you'll join me. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.